All right, y'all, we back. Got everything cut up, the purple cabbage, the pears, and the pineapples. As I told y'all, I'm gonna record me doing this, and it's very simple. If you got a good, hey, I started off with the cheapest juicer that I could afford. I think I paid like $49 for it, and then, honey, when I got better to do better, I went ahead and stepped out there and got one that cost me a little penny, but I didn't have to pay for it all at one time. Norma is good about splitting those payments up if that's what you need to do, but I haven't had any issues at this juicer. It does come with a 15-year warranty. So if I do have any issues, I have the option to send it back and they send me another one. So just loading the hopper up. I do want the new one that they got. They got one that's called a batch juicer and it's bigger, but honey, I already have the base to it. Eventually, maybe, honey, I don't know. We'll get that in the future, but right now, this is what we got. So I just put everything in there. Let me turn it on. Uh-oh, I might have then cut that cabbage down. Maybe I should have cut it down more than what I cut it. Oh no, it's going. It's going. I think I need to cut that cabbage some more though. I'm just throwing some of those pears in there. Let me get my knife. Hold on. Yeah, I might have to cut this purple cabbage down a little bit more. It shouldn't be so big. About like this is good enough. You know, that was a pretty big purple cabbage that I got. It was a big one, so I need to cut it down a little bit more, but it's very, cabbage easy to cut. Very easy to cut, especially when you're juicing it. You're not trying to cut it down to cook it or nothing like that. You just juicing it. Put some more pineapples in there. I kind of just, it's a little hole in the top up here, and I slide whatever I can slide up in there. And I put ginger in all of my juices because this girl loves ginger. I like that kick. So if I know my mom don't really like ginger like that, so if I know she's gonna be drinking the juice, then I kind of calm down with. I'll just put a little bit, but I'm gonna put ginger in all my juices. Ginger is very good for us. There's very good benefits for ginger. I can't remember them all right now because, honey, I'm not that girl. I can just tell you what I use and the stuff that I learned. Maybe eventually we'll get into that, but I just want to keep things simple. I don't want to make it complicated. It's not complicated. Trying to put enough pineapple in there so it can cut up the rest of that ginger. I don't know why it's got a lot of foam in it today. Sometimes I think I don't be putting this thing on properly. Cause sometimes I can get it on there just right, and it's hard to have any foam. But then certain fruits that you use too, say for instance, you look apples, it create a little foam, but you get those little strainers and get the foam off. It's not. Some people just keep it on there, but I like to strain it off, especially if it's a lot of it. I like to strain it. All right, I'm gonna let that go in there, and everything just comes out of this side. There we go. Let that go. All right. And that's that purple juice. Sometimes it's a little bit more purple. It's more purple, but today for whatever reason it's not. It want to act up because it know I'm recording today, but it's all good. And you just put that cabbage back in there. Put you enough cabbage in there. What all you've cut, and then you put you some fruit in there. I just ain't the girl that could drink purple cabbage just by itself. I ain't got there yet. In order for me to drink these juices, I have to make them, tasty to the point where I'll like them. So, that's just that. Okay, let it go. I don't want to put no more ginger in that one. I got a pretty big piece of ginger in there, so I don't want too much ginger. I think this foam is because those pears they had sat for like a week, so it was time. I normally don't let them, not pears. You can't let pears sit that long like that. You have to go ahead and juice them within a day or couple days. But because I wasn't feeling good, I was sick, so I had no other choice but to let them sit. But before I let them go bad and waste my good money, honey, go ahead on and juice them up. And plus, I had two pineapples, like I said, that I hadn't used either. So just put it all together and make the juice. And that's that. And that's that. And I keep these little bottles. I do have bottles that I ordered off of Amazon, but I do have other bottles that, I'm going to show them to you. Like if I run out of juice and I have a busy week, I get these out of Publix. So I save these bottles and wash them and rinse them out so that if I do need to use them, I can. At one point, I was selling well, they wanted me to sell them. So I'm like, nah, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to be healthy. So, to my friend girl, she called me and said, hey, make me this or make me that and not do it for her. So I do have some of those kind of bottles too, but I'm trying to come away from this plastic and get myself into the glass bottles. So I will be ordering some glass bottles pretty soon too, the small ones and the 16-ounce ones. So, and there you go. That's that. I'm gonna take this foam off of here because it's too much foam for me, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Like I say, I'm not doing any meal prep today because I need to go to the laundromat. So I'm gonna save that maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I have a doctor's appointment, so I don't know. We'll see. If I do some meal prep tomorrow, I'll record that and then I'll drop that video. But for the meantime, thank y'all for spending a little bit of y'all Sunday with me. And like I say, we're gonna make it do what it do for 2026, honey. All right, y'all. Bye. Have a good day.